Are you thinking about a prenup? If you're recently engaged, well, congratulations, first of all. And second of all, you might be thinking or even talking about it. So, what is actually in a prenup and what is it all about? Well, first of all, you should understand that all marriages end either by death or divorce. Even very happy long term marriages do end with the death of one of the spouses. And prenups deal a lot with the end of a marriage, what's going to happen. And you might think, well, why do we want to decide that now? Well, the thing is that there are a couple of really big books, one called the Domestic Relations Law and the other one called the Estates, Powers, and Trust Law, that talk about what's going to happen at the end of the marriage. So it's already there, you just don't know about it. So what happens at the end of the marriage when there is a death is very different than what happens at the end of the marriage when there's a divorce. And there are two different things that you might really want to think about at the beginning of the marriage, because it might help you set up the finances and your expectations of each other during the marriage in a way that makes a lot of sense. So briefly speaking, there's the division of property. What are you going to do with dividing up the property at the end of the marriage? Whether or not that means because you're getting divorced and you're dividing up marital property that you've accumulated together, or at the end of the marriage when it has to do with holding on to property and maybe passing it on to children in a way that makes sense and minimizes taxes. There's a lot of thinking that goes into how you're going to divide up property and what property it is that you're going to divide up. So what do I mean by property? I mean cash. I mean investment, stocks, bonds, businesses, real estate, vacation homes, all that kind of thing that you have as part of your net worth. And another thing that you sometimes talk about in a prenuptial agreement is support on the other end of the marriage. Now, oftentimes that's about divorce and alimony. We call it maintenance in New York. What's it going to be? Is it going to be how's it going to look? We're having an understanding of what that means. But it could also be how the home is going to be supported when one spouse dies at the end of the marriage. And you could think about what that cash flow is really going to look like. If you have any questions about it, we've put together a checklist of things to think about and things to put together when you are negotiating a prenup. And if you click below, we'll send it over to you. But of course, if you've got any questions and you want to talk to someone, give us a call. We'd be happy to chat. Thanks for listening.